go, heat one. All about set to go. The WA title for street stock is all go here at Albany's Adwell Park as they move down the main straight the first time. Jamie Oldfield out in front as they move out of turn number 2, back to Paul Briggs in second place, then Hayden Norman in third. They run the back straight the first time, and what has been set at a cracking pace already, and Jamie Oldfield leads after lap number 1. Paul Briggs in second place. These are 10-lap heats. Hayden Norman in third place, back then to Tim Coxell, Daniel Stanley, Tim Matthews is 6th. 7th place after that is Matthew Jones. Freddie Kinsella's made up 4 spots already. He's up to 8th. Then Lincoln Coleman, Damien Hutchins, Mitchell Claybrook, and Jeremy Ferris rounds them out. 2 laps down and 8 laps to go. The second time around's at 18.618 by Jamie Oldfield. Paul Briggs giving great chases, 0.9 of a second behind. Back in third place, Hayden Norman, then Tim Coxell 4th. It's a battle for 5th and 6th place between Daniel Stanley and Tim Matthews as they make their way back into the main straight. 3 down for the West Australian champion, Jamie Oldfield. Second place, Paul Briggs doing a great job. Back then in third is Hayden Norman. Then in 4th place, we've got Tim Coxell, Daniel Stanley, Tim Matthews, and Freddie Kinsella made a bit of a mistake there after passing a few cars. Has a flat tyre, I think. 2 flat tyres. Oh, and not only 2 flat tyres, he's in the fence and he's out of commission. He's on the infield as the race continues. Paul Briggs is starting to make inroads into the West Australian champion. Jamie Oldfield just in front by 3 car lengths. Freddie Kinsella's car is very flat in the back end. Jamie Oldfield leads at the halfway mark. The margin is 0.8 of a second to Paul Briggs. A long gap back then to Hayden Norman, who's got Tim Coxell for company. Back in 5th place, the 18er, Daniel Stanley, then Tim Matthews. They run up into pits bend once again. Jamie Oldfield out in front. Paul Briggs giving great chases. They come up with 4 to go, and they're going to hit lap traffic in this 10-lap heat race. The 81 car is very low in the back end. Lincoln Coleman, he may have a flat tyre as well as they run into the back straight. The margin is 1.1 seconds first to second. Hayden Norman having his hands full with Tim Coxell. Back to Daniel Stanley, Tim Matthews. Then Damien Hutchins, Mitchell Claybrook. And then we've got Matthew Jones, Jeremy Ferris, and Lincoln Coleman joins Freddie Kinsella on the infield. Our leaders are in the back straight. They come up underneath it, Jeremy Ferris. 2.5 laps left to go. Paul Briggs goes to the inside of Ferris as well as they come out of pits bend. 2 laps remaining, and Jamie Oldfield hasn't got away. The margin is down to 0.6 of a second. Paul Briggs right out after Jamie Oldfield. Around the outside of Matthew Jones they go. 2 car lengths between first and second. There's a long way back to third place, which is that of Hayden Norman. Out of pits bend they come. White flag on display in the first heat of the West Australian title. Jamie Oldfield still in front by 0.8 of a second. Paul Briggs is right there with him. Back then to Hayden Norman and Tim Coxell, and then a long way back to Daniel Stanley. Up into pits bend the final time. The checker flag's being prepared, and the West Australian champion is first home. Jamie Oldfield starts in the best possible way. Second goes to Paul Briggs. Great set of laps from him as well. Third place will go the way of Hayden Norman in car number 6, just ahead of Tim Coxell. Behind them will be Daniel Stanley, Tim Matthews. After Tim Matthews, looks like Damien Hutchins in car number 57. Mitchell Claybrook has stopped on the back straight, and he will be 8th. Matthew Jones and Jeremy Ferris. 3 minutes, 11.520. 3:11.520 for car number 1, first across the line. Second goes to 12, Paul Briggs. Third, Hayden Norman. The winning margin was 0.961, and Jamie Oldfield did the quick lap, which was an 18.618 by car number 1. Let's go down to Cam to talk to our winner.
Thank you, Jace, and I'll get a word with the state champion, Jamie Oldfield, just getting his helmet off as heat number 2 rolls out onto the track. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Adwell Park, put your hands together for the state champion, Jamie Oldfield. Good start. How did the track feel? Obviously, always a little bit tough when you go out as the first heat race. You started off pole, so you had it all to lose, but you banked top points and no doubt happy with that result.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can start a state title that way and bank some points early on, that's a real bonus. And the track, I think it'll come up really good, and the car at the moment is working really well.
Obviously, how do you approach this weekend? Going in as the defending title holder, you've won many titles before, but do you feel a little bit of pressure? Do you feel nervous coming into this weekend?
No, not really. I've done enough racing that I try and treat every meeting, just as a normal race meeting, and it's always, it has a bit at the end of it where it's a big event, but during the meeting, it's just another race meeting to me.
And obviously a very quick word on the field, 79 cars, some stellar drivers here like yourself. How does that stack up?
Yeah, it's a great field that we've got here. We've got, the best in the country at the moment in Anthony Bear over here. So it's really good to have them guys come over and race with us. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a weekend. While I'm here, just got to thank A-Veg, Fruit and Veg for sponsoring the event. It's really good, and Nova's class.
Awesome. Go get them.
Thanks.
Jamie Oldfield, the WA champion in...
Here we go with heat number 2, and we're away and racing. Good start for both concerned on the front row. So move down into turn number 1, and Michael Hammond takes the lead. Marty Kelly went wide. Here comes David Linthorne into the equation as they move down the back straight. Gary Blee is there as well, and the 25 car of Bradley Roberts. The yellow lights have come on. The Chief Steward just saying that one or two of them were out of posse when the lights were about to go green. The 12 car, and we'll do it again. Full field of 12, heat 2 of the A-Veg Street Stock title for Western Australia. We're underway. Good start again on the outside by Michael Hammond as they go into turn number 1. Back to Marty Kelly in second place. Linthorne, Blee, Hoth is there as well, along with Bradley Roberts. They run the back straight. They're 3 wide at the moment as they go either side of Marty Kelly. Southwell's got a bit of smoke coming out of the 39. That's the Travis variety, not to be mixed up with Brighton, who's right behind him as they run the main straight the first time under green. Michael Hammond out in front. Second place, Gary Blee. Oh, we got all crossed up there. Look for a move now from the 19 of David Linthorne. Moves up and around the outside, does Linthorne, as they move up into turn number 3 and 4 for the second time. And into the main straight, Michael Hammond, a clear leader. But the challenge is on for the minor placing, no doubt about that, as they run up into turn number 1 and 2. And they are 3 wide behind a second place car. Linthorne. Hoth up into 3rd now. Blee back to 4th. Roberts is in 5th place. We've got a pair of Southwells with Marty Kelly there for company mid-pack, as Michael Hammond has a commanding lead on this one. Linthorne runs wide, and Jake Hoth is moved into second place, starting out of position 6th. Linthorne fights back on the outside. Back to Blee in 4th, and 5th place is Bradley Roberts. 6th place is Travis Southwell. Bryden Southwell 7th. Marty Kelly is 8th. Donna Vanzetti back there in 9th place. Their Indian file down the main straight. Then Stephanie Amagiri and Megan Cheeseman. And the last car running is that of Justin Melhuish. So they come up to the halfway mark. 3.5 seconds is the lead at the moment for our race leader, Michael Hammond. 2-time national champion out in front. Jake Hoth from 6 up to 2. Linthorne is 3rd. Blee 4th, and then Bradley Roberts. Then the brothers running in 6th and 7th. The 2 Southwells, 63 at Brighton, and Travis in the 39. Donna Vanzetti is next, along with Stephanie Amagiri, Marty Kelly, Megan Cheeseman, and then the 51 of Justin Melhuish. 4 to go for our race leader, Michael Hammond. 3.7 seconds clear of Jake Hoth in second place in the 29 car. Jake Hoth all the way from Derby running second. Back in 3rd place from near Gabby is car number 19 of David Linthorne. Bradley Roberts in 4th position, all the way from Gingin. So just giving you an idea that they've come from everywhere for this one. Back in 5th place is Gary Blee. Then we've got a pair of Southwell still running 6th and 7th. And then back to Donna Vanzetti. The 14 car of Megan Cheeseman, Stephanie Amagiri and Marty Kelly. And then back, we've got the 51 of Justin Melhuish now on the infield with 2 laps to go. And Michael Hammond has a commanding lead on this one. Jake Hoth in 2nd place, David Linthorne 3rd. Back then to Bradley Roberts, Gary Blee and Travis Southwell. That's your first 6. Not anymore though, because Donovan Zetti's made up a few spots, as has Megan Cheeseman, as the 63 of Bryden Southwell starts to go back through the field. White flag is out. Michael Hammond well and truly has this one shot to bits. Hoth in 2nd place, hasn't let the margin split away any further. Bradley Roberts is 3rd, and then David Linthorne. But put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Hammond starts well this weekend. He wins heat number 2 in car number 7. Michael Hammond first. Second will be Jake Hoth in car number 29. Back in third place, Bradley Robertson, 25, ahead of David Linthorne. Fifth will be Gary Blee, then back to Travis Southwell, Donovan Zetti, and then back to Stephanie Amaturi, Megan Cheeseman, Bryden Southwell and Marty Kelly. Justin Melhuish didn't complete the distance. 3 minutes 19 as they get ready for a start. It is Shane Wild on the inside, and on his outside is the 87 car of Josh Martinelli as they run down into turn number 1. Avens is there in the 31 car. Paul Bowman ran wide. They're 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. Bowman moves into 5th place, but our race leader is Shane Wild from Josh Martinelli. Steve O'Dowd is up there in 3rd place from Karratha. 4th place is 31 Cody Avens as they move down the main straight. Paul Bowman is 5th, then back to the 66 car of Ben Norman as they run the back straight. This one is really hotly contested out in front. 3 cars disputing the lead at the moment. Into the main straight they come. The 2 car is Shane Wild. 2nd place Martinelli. O'Dowd in 3rd. In fact now 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place. Very close together. Paul Bowman there in 4th place, working very hard behind the steering wheel. Back in 5th place is Cody Avens, then Ben Norman, and Clayton Blee in 7th place is the quickest car on track as they move down the main straight. Shane Wild leads with 7 laps to go. Wild now has the quick lap of the race in 19.825. Back then to Martinelli in 2nd place, O'Dowd 3rd. Bowman tried to get underneath, that move didn't work. Avens back there in 5th. Clayton Blee in 6th, then Ben Norman. Zane Humphreys is next. Back then to 83 Linton Dickerson, Lance Beaver and Ryan Penn. Unfortunately that car not going well at all. Out of turn number 2 they go, the highway end here at Albany's Atwell Park. Down the back straight it is still Shane Wild who does another quick lap in 19.810, but the big mover is Clayton Blee from position number 11. He's up to 5th place now in the 110 as we come to the halfway mark. Out in front is car number 2, Shane Wild. In 2nd place is the 87 of Josh Martinelli. Steve O'Dowd is 3rd, made a hash of turn number 2, runs wide, and underneath goes Paul Bowman. But the big challenge is going to come late in the race for that minor end of the prize by 110 of Clayton Blee, who's come from the very back up to 5th. We've got 4 to go. Shane Wild leads by 1.2 seconds over Josh Martinelli. 3rd place is Paul Bowman. Behind him is car number 19, which is Stevie O'Dowd. Then we've got Clayton Blee 5th. Avens in 6th, then back to Ben Norman in 7th. Humphreys is 8th, back then to Linton Dickerson as we're back with our race leader who has got 3 laps to go. Shane Wild is still 1.6 seconds ahead of Josh Martinelli. They'll come up on Lance Beaver in a moment. Back to Paul Bowman in 3rd. 4th place the 19 car, which is Stevie O'Dowd, and then Clayton Blee. A gap back then to Cody Avens as they come up with 2 laps to run. Past the big crowd here in the main straight. Passing flag comes out on Lance Beaver as he moves down into turn number 1. Shane Wild out in front. Back in 2nd place, the 87 of Martinelli. 3rd place is Bowman. He's under pressure again from Stevie O'Dowd. Well, Bowman got all crossed up. Clayton Blee had to take emergency action over there to miss piling straight into the side of O'Dowd. As they move into the main straight, a lap to go. Shane Wild out in front. Martinelli then back to Bowman. 4th place is O'Dowd, then 5th place is Clayton Blee, and the top half dozen is made up of Cody Avens. But come on, race fans, all the way from Manjimup, not all that far from here, I guess. He hasn't put a foot wrong. Put your hands together for car number 2, Shane Wild, first across the line. Wild first. 2nd will go the way of Josh Martinelli. 3rd will go to Paul Bowman. Oh, very close. Stevie O'Dowd has got there by 0.016 of a second over Clayton Blee, who's 5th. Cody Avens 6th. Zane Humphreys is next. Linton Dickerson, Ben Norman, and then back to Lance Beaver and Ryan Penn. 3 minutes 21.743 for the 10 laps, taken out by car number 2. So WA2, the winner of that one, Shane Wild. He defeats the 87 of Josh Martinelli, and 3rd home was Paul Bowman. 3:21.743 for the 10 laps. The winning margin 2.962, and the quick lap was by Shane Wild with a 19.810 in taking that particular heat. The first heat was won by Jamie Oldfield, who was subsequently disqualified for not going to scrutineering. He did that in 3:11, so we're now 10 seconds slower in heat 3 than we were in heat number 1. Let's go down trackside to Cam, who's got our winner.
Thank you, Jason. We'll have a word with heat number 3 winner. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Shane Wild, the winner of heat number 3. Smile on your face, pretty happy result. Nice to bank some points early in the night.
Yeah, definitely. This amount of cars, you know, you've got to make every point count. So, yeah, awesome start to the weekend.
Obviously, started up towards the front, like you say, got to make those count, but just how hard is it going to be with the colour red drivers when you have those sort of starts further down in the pack? You're going to have to really work hard.
Yeah, definitely. You have to be on my A game, that's for sure, for the rest of the weekend, so it should be good.
Obviously, come over here. What's the goal? What's the aim this weekend? Just going to try and make the show, or?
Yeah, if I can make the A main, yeah, that'd be ultimate goal, I suppose.
Awesome. All right, good start. Well done.
Cheers, man.
Shane Wild, the winner of heat number 3.
Straight as we go green. On the outside is Dave Watson. So run out of turn number 1 and 2. Watson fights back on Minty as they run into the back straight. Back in third place is Wayne Thompson. Thompson in his 31st consecutive state title. A 2-time WA champion from Bunbury. Up there behind Minty, who takes back the lead from Watson. They're still running side by side as they did at the start of this race. Right behind them is Wayne Thompson, back then to Trent Claybrook in car number 21, then Ben Ferris and Shay Roberts are there. Peter Herbert back there in 7th place. Peter Herbert's got some work to do. So run out of turn 4 past the bar and into the main straight. Wayne Thompson's got Watson off the curb. And the veteran driver from Bunbury moves into 2nd place. Out in front it's Gavin Minty in car number 3. Thompson 2nd, Watson 3rd. Back then to Claybrook in 4th. Shay Roberts in 5th place and Peter Herbert 6th. As now Roberts moves up into 4th place and Claybrook goes back to 5th. Behind Herbert in 6th place. We've got 3 cars wide for 7th, 8th and 9th. One of those is Van Zetti in car 117. That's Chris. But our race leader is still Gavin Minty. Leads by 3 car lengths on Wayne Thompson. Back in 3rd place is car number 8 of Dave Watson. Shay Roberts is back to 4th. Peter Herbert is up to 5th now after starting from 7. Claybrook is next, then back to Van Zetti, Ferris. And on the outside of Ferris would be Carl Pickersgill and back then to Brendan Fagan. We've got 6 laps to go. The quickest car on track is Wayne Thompson from Bunbury. He hasn't been able to pass Gavin Minty though. We're coming up to the halfway mark. 5 down and 5 to go in heat number 4 of the West Australian title. Courtesy of Aveg. Down the main straight, Minty still out in front doing a mint job. Wayne Thompson in 2nd place and behind him is Dave Watson. Shay Roberts 4th and back in 5th place is Peter Herbert. Let's look at the leaders down the back straight, the 3 and the 15. Wayne Thompson starting to line up car number 3. Tomo might go the outside as they come into the main straight. Minty though holding a great line, leads with 4 to go. He leads by 0.7 of a second. Back in 3rd place is still that of Dave Watson, Shay Robertson and Peter Herbert. That's your first 5. Back then to Claybrook, Van Zetti, Pickersgill, Ben Ferris and Brendan Fagan, and Paul Joss did not start. Wayne Thompson now starting to get very busy behind the steering wheels. The laps are ticking by. They cross the line with 3 to go and the margin's 0.29 of a second. Down into pits bend they go. Thompson all over the back bumper of Gavin Minty. They go down the auto 1 back straight. Minty by 2 car lengths. 2.5 laps left to go. Back in 3rd place Dave Watson, Shay Roberts and Peter Herbert, and a long way back in 6th place Chris Van Zetti. Down the main drag, 2 laps to go for Gavin Minty. Wayne Thompson still right on his back bumper. Back in 3rd place is Dave Watson, Shay Roberts, and then back to Peter Herbert. Down the back straight they go, 1.5 laps left to go. Minty still holding the advantage. Wayne Thompson looking for a move as they come into the main straight, but Minty's still going to hold this lead. Down the main straight, 1 lap to go. The white flag's been and gone for our leaders. Up into pits bend, Minty leads. Thompson made a bit of a mistake, and that might be all she wrote. Back in 3rd, Watson, Roberts, Herbert, Van Zetti, Pickersgill, then back to Claybrook, Ferris and Fagan as they come out of 4 the final time. Put your hands together for Gavin Minty, first across the line in car number 3. Minty first, Thompson 2nd, back then to Watson. Roberts is 4th, Herbert 5th. Then back to Chris Van Zetti in car number 117. Carl Pickersgill 7th. Trent Claybrook is 8th. Further back in the field, Ben Ferris and Brendan Fagan. They rounded out the 10 in 3 minutes 21.583. Just writing these times down. They've settled down a wee bit. Car number 3 first home. 15 of Wayne Thompson 2nd. Dave Watson. Here we go. Heat number 5 gets underway with Goodwin on the outside. So move down the main straight here in heat number 5. And we've got the 4 car on the inside of Ethan Genev taking the lead as they run the back straight this first time. And it's a really good start indeed as they move down into turn 3 and 4. Our race leader is going well. Ethan Genev, Goodwin in second, Barnwell third. On the outside is Wakefield. Stephen Gartner is making his presence felt now as they run up into turn number 2 and down the back straight. It's Ethan Genev just in front. Goodwin, Barnwell, back then to Wakefield. Stephen Gartner in 5th place, and behind him is Andrew Tregonning. Wakefield goes wide. Barnwell made a hash as well. Gartner had to whack on the brakes. Wakefield will come back around the outside as they run up into Pitts Bend, going clockwise. Ethan Genev is long gone. He's almost back in his own postcode of 6225 as they run up into turn number 3. Ethan Genev has a commanding lead. Back in second place, Jamie Goodwin in car number 9. Barnwell is there. Gartner is there from South Australia. Wakefield back in 5th, then Andrew Tregonning, Jason Batchelor, Glenn Graham, Daniel Amagiri and Paul Devonshire sees all of them. In fact, he doesn't quite see all of them because he's tailed right off. Our race leader is Ethan Genev, who's half a lap ahead of Paul Devonshire, who's the last car running. We've got 6 to go. The battle is for second. Goodwin, Barnwell, Gartner, a gap to Wakefield and then Tregonning. But our race leader, he is long gone. He's almost the length of the back straight in front with a 19.148. Here's quick lap. Ethan Genev at the halfway mark. 5 down and 5 to go. Past his fan club in the corporate boxes and also in the terraces. Back in second is Goodwin. Back in third place is Barnwell. Then Gartner, Tregonning, Wakefield, Batchelor, Graham, Amagiri and Devonshire. The quick lap of the race is by a race leader, not surprisingly, a 19.103 as he moves down the main straight with 4 to go. Second place still Jamie Goodwin. Jack Barnwell in third place, can't catch them at the moment. Barnwell started from position 3, remains there at the moment. Back in 4th place is the Stephen Gartner, and Gartner started out as 6. He's only made up a couple of spots. So the battle is for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. You can put your glasses down. Ethan Genev could get out and push from here. He's a mile out in front. Goodwin doing a great job in 2nd place. Barnwell 3rd. Then back to Gartner, Tregonning, Wakefield, Batchelor. Back then to Glenn Graham, Daniel Amagiri, and the last car running is Paul Devonshire. 2 laps to go for car number 4, Ethan Genev. Got a little bit crossed up, but he's got more than enough time to settle down. He's a mile out in front. Goodwin doing a tremendous job in 2nd place, holding off Jack Barnwell and Stephen Gartner. Back then to Trog in 5th, that's Andrew Tregonning, and in 6th position is Evan Wakefield. Great battle for the minor end of the prizes. They go underneath now at the 53 of Glenn Graham. Meanwhile, the white flag is out for our leader. They're 3 wide now for 2nd place. Goodwin's off the curb. Barnwell has a look up on the inside, takes 2nd place. Gartner is right there as well, but our race leader is a mile out in front. Come on, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best presented cars this weekend. Ethan Genev takes the win, and he has won by nearly half a lap. 2nd place is going to go to Jack Barnwell. 3rd is going to be Gartner. And Joe Goodwin is out of noise. Can you believe it, after being 2nd for all of the race? 4th is going to go to Tregonning in a messy old finish. We've got 1 in the fence, which is Daniel Amagiri after it is over. So it's Genev, Barnwell, Gartner, Tregonning. Jamie Goodwin got up for 5th. Evan Wakefield, Jason Batchelor, Daniel Amagiri, Glenn Graham and Paul Devonshire in an untidy finish. 3 minutes 14.878, which is the 2nd quickest of the weekend so far. The quick lap of the race was a 19.015, also by Ethan Genev, who defeats car number 16 of Jack Barnwell and the 32 of Steve Gartner. And that continues the run of cars with low numbers winning races. Paul Briggs in 12, the 7 of Michael Hammond, the 2 of Shane Wild, the 3 of Gavin Minty, and now the 4 of Ethan Genev. Let's go down to Cam with the winner of Heat 5.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of support for Ethan Genev in the crowd. He'll get his helmet off and we'll have a chat to Heat number 5 winner. A nice round of applause there for Ethan. Mate, congratulations. Long way to get ready for a state title. You must have been bursting at the seams to get out there, and what a way to start with a Heat win.
Yeah, extremely keen after building it. Massive thanks to Blake, Alright Signs, and all the team there. Ian Guppy, Smash Repairs, Doug, Al Chapman, Mick Colley, all my crew, all my mates, everyone that's helped work on it. Hopefully I can talk to you a bit more tonight.
Obviously, it looked pretty quick out of the box. You started on the front, so always good to bank those points. You've got some heats coming up. Will you be deep in the field, and how do you approach that one?
the only way you approach it, hopefully the high line's there, because I'll see if it is.
Very good. Do you have a goal? Do you have an aim this weekend? Obviously, you've been up the pointy end of WA state titles before, but geez, it'd be nice to win one.
Yeah, I'd love to win it. Dad done it a while ago, and it'd mean the world, so I'll be giving it everything.
Awesome. Ethan Genev, the winner of heat number 5.
Here we go with heat number 6 of the national title. We're underway. Down the main straight we go. And our race leader has got his hands full as Damon Thompson with Dylan Williams as they move out of turn number 2 and down the back straight. Mark Jennings is there in third place as they run into turn number 3 the first time. Our race leader is Damon Thompson coming back on the outside. So run the main straight. Thompson, gets crossed up. Williams is there. Here comes Mark Jennings into the equation along with Damon Thompson as they run into the back straight. And I tell you what, this is really hotly contested as they run down the back. Thompson holds the lead just from Mark Jennings as they move down into turn number 3 and into the back straight once again, the main straight once again. Our race leader is doing a tremendous job as they move down into turn number 1 and 2. Thompson, Jennings, Lyle, 4th place is Williams, 5th place is Anthony Perella, then Lockie Della. On his outside is Travis Moynihan. The race leader runs wide, and here comes Mark Jennings on the inside. Thompson was the leader. Mark Jennings takes over control, and Damon Lyle joins him. So chocolates to boiled lollies for car number 10 of Damon Thompson. So run the back straight. Damon Lyle is in second behind Mark Jennings. So it's Jennings, Lyle, Thompson. Back then to Dylan Williams in 4th. Then Anthony Perella, Travis Moynihan. The new quick lap of the race, a 19.687 by our race leader, 21 of Mark Jennings. Back in second place, Damon Lyle, Thompson 3rd, Williams, Perella. Back then to Lockie Della, and then the 33 of Travis Moynihan. Then behind them there's 2 cars running side by side, Gordon Wyatt and also the 46 of Todd Barrett. So can Damon Lyle close the gap in the concluding stages? We're halfway home in heat number 6 of the West Australian title in front of a very big crowd here at Atwell Park. Perella goes into 4th place, puts Williams back to 5th. Mark Jennings runs into turn number 4, into the main straight. Perella having his hands full further back in the field. He's got Williams for company now. That's for 4th and 5th. Meanwhile, back of the ranch, Lyle has caught right up to the back end of Mark Jennings. So Jennings started out of 4 and Lyle out of 5. Lyle made a hash of Pitts Bend, and that's given Jennings a bit of an advantage once again with 3 laps to go. Quick lap of the races of 19.507 by Damon Lyle as Jennings runs wide, and here comes Damon Lyle once again. Grandstand finish coming up as Perella goes around. Could we have our first stoppage? We'll wait for a yellow possibly. He's on the curb. Will he get himself mobile? The answer is yes. The greens remain on. Jennings still out in front. Lyle in second place. It's a long way back to Damon Thompson in third place. 2 laps to go. Back to Williams in 4th. 5th place now the 95 of Gordon White, and then Lockie Della. And he's gone again, has Perella. So Perella's back on the infield. Jennings runs wide. Lyle down low on the track, closes once again. White flag on display. We're homeward bound in heat number 6. Lyle right up behind Jennings. Jennings half track high. Lyle trying to screw it down. There's an ailing car ahead of them. Which one will they zig and they zag? One has zigged. The other one got balked. And that's all she wrote. Mark Jennings will be first time. Our first interstate winner. Put your hands together for the 1995 champion of national street stock in Mark Jennings. He wins, defeats Damon Lyle. Third place will go to Damon Thompson ahead of Williams in 4th. They've all had to whack on the anchors. We've got 2 ailing cars there in Perella and also Clifton. 5th place goes the way of Gordon Wyatt, Lockie Della, Travis Moynihan, Todd Barrett, Kevin Wyatt, then Clifton and Perella in 3 minutes 21.289. Winning margin was 1.036 and the quick lap was a 19.507 by the 27 car. But he wasn't the winner. W21 was, the South Australia 21 was the winner of Mark Jennings. And Mark Jennings started on the second row. He wins heat number 6. We've had 6 races go without a stoppage. This is very un-street stock like. Let's have a look at our winner Let's talk to him with Cam Newbold.
Thank you, Jace, and we'll have a word to one of the invaders, one of the guys from South Australia, in Mark Jennings, who just having a little bit of a play with this car. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the South Australian in Mark Jennings. Nice to have you in WA, nice to have you in Albany.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. We've come over from Manjimup last year and liked the joint, so we thought we'd come back this year, and we bought a truck with about 4 of us on it, and it's all going to be good fun, I think.
I must admit, that spare car and that post about how that's going to go this weekend, I love that. Awesome to have you guys in the house. Great that you started with a win. How did the car feel?
Yeah, the car wasn't too bad. It was rock and rolling a little bit, but I just put a bit more wind in the tyre and hopefully keep them on. And I'd just like to thank all the sponsors for the event too. Without those guys, we can't do this stuff. So awesome to them, and awesome to the Albany Speedway Club for putting us on.
Awesome. Have you got a goal for this weekend? No doubt want to try and put the WA1 on the car?
Yeah, I want to smoke Jamie Oldfield. That's what I want to do.
I love it. There you go, Mark Jennings in the South Australian 21 entry, winner of heat number 6, and with a little message to Jamie Oldfield as well. A bit of tongue-in-cheek. We love that. There's one heat to go here in round.
Fall on the front row, leads them down the main straight, and it's a very good start for Fall. 55 car coming around the outside is that of Jace Kempton, and it's a traffic jam. Have a look at the action here. This is a stacked heat. Fall out in front from Kempton. Favreau on the outside of the car in third place at the moment, which is Brindley McGaffin. Back then to Anthony Bear, Craig Clayton. Phil Licklet has already made up a heap of spots. From 10 he's up to 7th at the moment. Now make it maybe 6th as he runs the back straight. The green car is charging around the outside of McGaffin and also Clayton maybe into 5th place. They're 3 wide at the moment. McGaffin has gone into, or is still 5th at the moment. Licklet comes around the outside of him. Back to our race leader, it's David Fall. Back in 2nd place, we've got Jace Kempton. Then Jack Favreau. Anthony Bear is in 4th place. Phil Licklet from the back of the field is up to 5th. They come out of turn 3 and 4. 4 runs wide. Kempton tries to come underneath. Jack Favreau right there along with Anthony Bear. 3 down and still 7 to go. Will we get through 7 heats of street stock? This is unheard of without a stoppage. Down the back straight, David Fall holding the lead only just. Here comes Jack Favreau on Jace Kempton. Kempton comes under Fall. Fall, Kempton, Favreau. And about to pounce on all 3 of them maybe is Anthony Bear. Into Pitts Bend they go. A gap back in 5th to Licklet. 6th place is that of Brindley McGaffin, Craig Clayton, Lenny Bates well back with James Westerman and Karen Bridges. Out of turn 4 they come, the highway end here at Albany's Atwell Park. Fall just ahead of Kempton. Favreau trying everything to get past Kempton, and Anthony Bear right there as well. 5 down and 5 to go in heat 7. It's David Fall just in front. Here's a chance now for Anthony Bear to come underneath it. Jack Favreau up into turn number 3 at the highway end of Atwell Park. Fall makes a horrendous mistake in the circumstances and loses the lead to the 55 of Jace Kempton. There was 2 1,000ths of a second as they cross the line, but Kempton's in front. Fall goes back to 2nd place. Favreau's there along with Anthony Bear, and closing in on the lead 4 cars now is Phil Licklet. Up into turn 3 and 4 once again. It is Jace Kempton just in front. Fall, Favreau, Bear, and Licklet about to make it a 5-way go with 3 laps to go. Up into Pitts Bend once again. The 55 car of Jace Kempton. Out by 3 car lengths now. Back to Fall, Favreau, Anthony Bear and Licklet. Back in 6th place, McGaffin, Bates, Clayton, Westerman, Bridges and Matt Lowe. This is not over yet. They're having trouble getting out of 4. Up into the shadows of turn number 1. It is Kempton out in front just with 1 3/4 to go. Anthony Bear comes up on the outside of Favreau. They're both behind David Fall. So go down into turn 3 for the second last time. It is Kempton just in front of Fall. Favreau on the inside, Bear on the outside, back then to Licklet. White flag has been and gone for our leaders. They've got to negotiate. Matt Lowe as they move down the back straight the final time. It's still that of Favreau and Bear behind Fall. I think Kempton's done enough as they go into turn 3 the final time. Favreau is there with Bear right behind Fall. It's going to be win to Kempton. Fall second. Very, very close. Almost a dead heat. Anthony Bear got up for third. Favreau fourth by 0.01 of a second. Thank goodness for transponders. Phil Nicollet is fifth, then Brindley McGaffin. Lenny Bates, Craig Clayton, Kyron Bridges and James Westerman with Matt Lowe at the back. Jace Kempton wins by 1.2 seconds. Fall second, Bear third, and Favreau fourth in a blanket finish. But Jace Kempton prevails in the 7th heat, and never in my 30 odd years of calling Speedway and state and national titles have I ever. Here we go, heat number 8 about to get underway here at Albany's Atwell Park. It is the WA title. Heat number 8 is all go. And it is Tim Coxell who leads them down the main straight from Ben Norman. Back in third place going okay, as well as Carl Pickersgill, Freddie Kinsella, and the WA champion is very quickly into stride. Moves up into third place as they go up into pits bend the first time. It is Tim Coxell out in front. Carl Pickersgill in second place. On the outside of Oldfield comes Ben Norman. Back then to Freddie Kinsella. Jack Barnwell in sixth place, and Josh Martinelli comes around the outside. Our race leader though is Tim Coxell. Pickersgill in second place, but the red machine in car number 1 looms up on the inside. Can't make the move stick at this point in time. Back in fourth place is Ben Norman. Pickersgill runs wide nearly into the crowd up here in the main straight, and he has gone back 1 spot, maybe 2 spots. He has gone back. He might go back 3 spots as now Jack Barnwell comes underneath as well. Pickersgill tries to fight back as Jamie Oldfield's now out after Tim Coxell. Into the main straight they come. 7 laps to go in heat number 8 of the West Australian title. It's Coxell out in front from Jamie Oldfield. Third place is Ben Norman. Back then to the 16 car of Jack Barnwell. Pickersgill comes back underneath the Barnwell. Comes underneath the Ben Norman. They're 3 wide for third place now. Pickersgill on the inside of Norman, who fights back. A hip and shoulder by the 16 of Barnwell spins out Pickersgill, and we're going to have our first yellow light. I am sure of that. The yellow lights have come on. The yellow lights have come on, and we've got our first stoppage, and it took to heat number 8. Of the chief steward not mucking around. He wants to be home by 9:30. We're about to go racing. Green lights are back on. Street stock action here at Atwell Park. Down into turn number 1. Coxell, your race leader. He went up and over the curb. He's lost a bit of ground, and the WA champion pounces just like that. Oldfield out in front takes the lead. Back then to Ben Norman in third place. Carl Pickersgill under pressure by the 87 of Josh Martinelli, who's on the outside. As Pickersgill runs wide, and underneath comes that of Jason Batchelor in the 46. Now the 87 of Martinelli runs wide, and Batchelor makes up another spot. Moves up into fourth place now does Jason Batchelor. He started out of position number 12. They move into the main straight at the halfway mark. Jamie Oldfield out in front is driven away from the fielders and open up a 1.5 second gap over car number 28 of Tim Coxell. Back in third place, Ben Norman. Batchelor from position 12 up to 4. Now challenging for third place on Ben Norman. Pickersgill is on the inside of Martinelli that runs side by side for 2 laps now. Jack Barnwell's come from 12 back to 7 after going rear of field. Down the main straight though with 4 to go. It is Jamie Oldfield out in front. Oh, Coxell makes a horrendous error over on turn number 2. Lost his advantage in second place. Norman's back in the game. Batchelor's there, and still Martinelli and Pickersgill run side by side for the 3rd lap in a row. Right behind them is Barnwell. Then we've got Lockie Della, Tim Matthews, Freddie Kinsella, Glenn Graham and Trent Claybrook. Martinelli's almost out on the highway. Pickersgill's hit the fence. It's all happening further back. Barnwell's gone up a couple of spots. Pickersgill is almost out of noise. He's rolling, he's meandering. Freddie Kinsella nearly drove through the boot as now Pickersgill is still meandering down into turn number 3. as our race leader is in the back straight and well clear, and Pickersgill gets off the racetrack. Second place is still that of Coxall. Norman Batchelor back in 5th place is 16 of Jack Barnwell. The white flag has been and gone for Jamie Oldfield. He's a mile out in front. Second place is Coxall. Third place is Norman, then Batchelor. 5th place is the 16 of Barnwell. 6th place is Josh Martinelli, and then back in 7th place is Lockie Della. But the West Australian champion wins again. Only this one will count, and it's WA 1 first across the line in Jamie Oldfield. Second place is going to go to Tim Coxall. Norman third. Barnwell from the back got back to 4th. 5th place is Josh Martinelli. 6th place, I think, with a flat tyre is Jason Batchelor. Next is Lockie Della, Glenn Graham, Tim Matthews, Freddie Kinsella, Trent Claybrook, and an ailing Carl Pickersgill last to complete the distance. No time for the race due to the first stoppage of the night. WA 1 wins the event. And is there going to be a relegation? No, there's not. 19.475 was the quick lap, also by Jamie Oldfield. He won by 4.829 seconds over Tim Coxall and Ben Norman. Heat 9 gets underway here at Albany's Atwell Park. And it's a very hotly contested start between the two collie drivers of Avens and Joss. Third place is Megan Cheeseman from South Australia, comes underneath of Paul Joss. There's a car charging around the outside, making it 3 wide, almost 4 wide as Licklet tried to come through as well. They move out of turn 3 and 4. Megan Cheeseman still coming underneath of Joss. Dave Watson's there. The car on the outside was the 19 of Stevie O'Dowd. Bradley Roberts is in there. They're every which way but loose as they move out of turn number 2. They're still 3 wide. Watson comes again on the inside of Cheeseman. On the outside is Stevie O'Dowd, who now comes up on the outside of Paul Joss. And still leading this one is Cody Avens. Zane Humphreys back in 7th place is the quickest car on track. It's Avens out in front just from Joss. He hits a rut and they're 4 wide coming out of turn 2. It's never going to work, and we've got a pile up. We've got our first multi-car crash, but they've driven away the 69 of Paul Joss into the side of Megan Cheeseman, who ran out of room, but the 25 car was already around. That was Bradley Roberts. They were every which way but loose. We're going to have cars coming into the inquiry bay. The men in black on the infield are going to have some work to do. Stevie O'Dowd's coming in. So too is Dave Watson. So many of them. Here we go with this restart. 8 laps to go. Cody Avens will lead. The green lights come on with 8 to go. O'Dowd in 2nd place. In 3rd place is car number 8 of Dave Watson. And Justin Melhuish already in the infield. Paul Joss was deemed the cause of that one and was sent rear of field. As the race continues, as they move out of turn number 4, the yellow lights have come on again. Not quite sure what for this time. Okay, so the 51 car in pulling off inconvenienced some of the starters in this restart. So they'll do it again. Back in 6th place is Zane Humphreys. Dylan Williams is next. Anthony Prola, Paul Devonshire, and Paul Joss. All about set to go. Green lights are back on. The 3rd place car didn't go that time. And Licklet has passed Roberts before the cone. I don't know what he was thinking. As they move out of turn number 2, the yellow lights have come on again. And the chief steward is already on the one-way communicator. Out of turn 4, much better start this time. Orderly, all one behind the other. Green lights are on. Avens leads down into turn number 1. Stevie O'Dowd from Watson. Back then to Roberts. Licklet is 5th. Then the 39 of Humphreys is next. Then Williams, Perella, Joss. And back then to Devonshire with Cheeseman and Melhuish on the infield. Stevie O'Dowd moves up underneath of Avens and takes the lead down into turn number 1. Stevie O'Dowd from Karratha leads this one through. Back then to Cody Avens. Dave Watson is coming underneath of Cody Avens as well. Avens is able to close the gate there as they come out of pits bend. 6 laps to go. Stevie O'Dowd is out in front and leads with 6 remaining. Leads by 0.767 of a second. Back in 4th place is Roberts. Licklet is next. And then back to Zane Humphreys as this battle for second continues between Avens and Watson. Licklet comes underneath now of Roberts as they move out of turn number 4 and back down the main straight. Once again, the battle still for second as O'Dowd has cleared away. He runs wide, but he has a handy margin. Avens second, Watson third. Roberts and Licklet close behind as they run up into turn number 3 here at Albany's Atwell Park, Pitts Bend. And it's a 4-way go now for the minor end of the prize with 4 to go. Stevie O'Dowd from Karratha still out in front. WA Junior Sedan title will be up there at Easter. Looking forward to that one as they move up the back straight. Watson gets a good run out of 2. Goes underneath of Cody Avens into 2nd place. Avens goes back to 3rd. Roberts is right there with them. And Licklet there in 5th place. A gap back then to Dylan Williams. Anthony Perella. Perella's just been passed by Humphreys as they move down into turn 1. Our leaders are in the back straight. Watson coming back now at O'Dowd. O'Dowd still in front by 3 car lengths. Back in 2nd place, Watson. A gap back then to Avens, Roberts and Licklet. So the margin now 2 car lengths. Down into turn number 1. O'Dowd leads with 1.5 to go. O'Dowd from Watson. Avens makes another mistake over there in turn 3 and turn 2, goes back 1 spot, 2 spots as Roberts and Licklet both go underneath. White flag is out, O'Dowd just in front. Watson in 2nd place as they go down into turn 1 the final time. Stevie O'Dowd from Karratha just in front of Dave Watson. Back in 3rd place it's Roberts. Watson coming like a steam train in the concluding stages. Stevie O'Dowd just in front. Watson's going to come to the outside. O'Dowd on the inside. Watson has a go. Doesn't quite get there. O'Dowd by 0.246 of a second. Watson, Roberts, Licklet and then back to Avens in 5th. Dylan Williams, Zane Humphreys, Anthony Perella. Then back behind them is going to be Paul Devonshire and Paul Joss in car number 69 with Mel Hughes and Cheeseman unable to complete the distance. No time for the race due to the stoppage. Stevie O'Dowd in 19, the winner from Dave Watson and Bradley Roberts third in heat number 9 of the WA title. And Stevie O'Dowd from position number 8 takes the win and wins by 0.0246 of a second in a close finish. Stevie O'Dowd is your winner. This will be a very interesting chat. You'll have to listen very carefully because he's Irish and is very funny to listen to. Here we go. They're down to Cam.
Thank you, Jace. I'll get a word with the winner here in Stevie O'Dowd, all the way from Karratha. I'm told he's the president of the club up there. Stevie, congratulations. Winning a heat in the WA Street Stock title must be a great achievement.
Yeah, no, fucking delighted with that.
How have you found Albany? Have you been here before?
No, first time Albany, but yeah, track is on form, so yeah, it's good.
You could obviously sense those cars coming behind you. You had a little bit of a lead. It took a while to get going that race. It had plenty in the end, but they were gaining on you at the end, but didn't matter because you still banked top points, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, hit a couple of ruts and put myself a little unsettled, but luckily enough, bit of luck at the end. Maybe it's not luck at the Irish, but it worked in us.
How does an Irishman find his way to Karratha?
That's a good question. I asked myself that. Nah, it's good people up there, good club, so yeah, it's good.
Awesome, mate. Love your work. Get back in there, go a bit harder next heat, and we'll see you again.
Thanks a million. Cheers.
Stevie O'Dowd, the winner of heat number 9 of the WA Street Stock title. Love to have an Irishman.
10 of the WA title. We're underway. The green lights come on. Gartner leads them down into turn number 1. Wyatt is there. Minty is there. So too is Michael Hammond. Around the outside comes Anthony Bear in a 4-wide move. Right round the outside of Claybrook and also Michael Hammond and Jack Favreau, if you don't mind. Michael Hammond comes back. There's still 4 wide coming out of Pitts Bend. But Anthony Bear goes right round the entire lot of them, including Wyatt in the end, to move into 2nd place. Michael Hammond goes under wide as well, moves into 3rd. Minty goes back to 5th place, and Jace Kempton now starting to get his move on as well, moves up into 5th. They come out of pits bend once again. It is Steve Gardner, the race leader, but not for much longer. Anthony Bear drives right round the outside and takes the lead down into turn number 1. Back on the inside is Gardner. Gardner's back in front as they run the back straight. The South Australian and Northern Territory champion takes back the lead as they go up into pits bend. On the outside, the 4-time WA champion Anthony Bear drives back around the outside, and Bear is back in front. Gardner in 2nd place. We've got Debris right in the middle of the racetrack in turn 2, right where they are now. Kempton is 3rd. Hammond in 4th place. Hammond goes into 3rd. Kempton fights back. Back in 5th place is that of Gordon White, Gavin Minty and Jack Favreau. They come out of turn number 3 and 4 once again. The race leader is Anthony Bear. 2nd place is Steve Gardner. Kempton and Michael Hammond having a ding-dong battle for 3rd and 4th. Oh, Kempton squared off the corner and made a hash of it, and Michael Hammond goes into 3rd place. Back then to Gordon White, Jack Favreau, Gavin Minty is next. Then the 102, Mitch Claybrook, Matt Lowe, and Ryan Penn is the last car running. 5 down and 5 to go for Anthony Bear out in front. Gardner in 2nd place, Michael Hammond down low on the racetrack. Back then to Jace Kempton in 4th, then Gordon White. 6th place is Jack Favreau as they run up the back straight once again. Anthony Bear the last time round a 19.489. They run out of turn 4 and into the main straight. We've got to change for 2nd. Hammond has gone underneath of Steve Gardner. He goes into 2nd place, and Gardner might be in a bit of trouble because Jace Kempton has gone to 3rd. Gardner's gone back to 4th place now. They run the back straight back to Gordon White and Jack Favreau. 3 to go though for Anthony Bear, and Anthony Bear driving away. I think there might be a flat tyre here for Gardner. Let's have a look. No, he's just dropped off the pace somewhat, and he's under pressure now for 5th and 6th as Favreau comes there on the outside with Gordon White as they run up the back straight. Our race leader is well gone. Anthony Bear is doing a great job out in front. Here comes Kempton back on Hammond with 2 to go. Kempton on the inside. Hammond runs wide. Kempton is driven into 2nd place, and he has come from the back of the field as Jace Kempton from position 11 up into 2nd. They run out of pits bend. The white flag to come out this time around. 1 lap to go for Anthony Bear with that great move on lap number 3 to take the lead right round the outside of everybody. Kempton in 2nd place, back to Michael Hammond in 3rd. Jack Favreau finds himself in 4th place. He started out of 8. Anthony Bear started out of 10, and he is going to win. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Bear, one of the best street stock drivers we've ever seen, wins heat number 10. 2nd across the line is Jace Kempton. 3rd is Michael Hammond. 4th place goes the way of car number 18 of Jack Favreau. Gordon White was 5th. Steve Gardner ailed towards the end, finished 6th. 7th was Gavin Minty, then Matt Lowe, Ryan Penn and Mitch Claybrook in 3 minutes 21.275. So the times have slowed down somewhat since the first heat, no doubt about that. But the win goes to the South Australia 46, who wins by 1.825 seconds and also had the quick lap of a 19.489 in winning that particular heat in 3:21.275. All about set to go. Here we go. The heat 11 were underway, and a good start by the car out in front, Craig Clayton. The floodlights starting to take effect now. Kyron Bridges back there in 2nd place. 3rd place on the racetrack is the 73 of Ray Clifton, Hayden Norman 4th, and Evan Wakefield 5th. As they move out of turn number 4 the first time, they're using all of the racetrack and then some as Clayton leads the 99 of Kyron Bridges. Ray Clifton has been passed now by Hayden Norman, who won this event a few years ago now. He was up there in Carnarvon in a borrowed car when he won that occasion. He's going well at this point in time. Back in 5th is Evan Wakefield. Donovan Zetti's gone back a couple of spots. Marty Kelly has moved up. Vanzetti is next, and then on the inside of Donovan Zetti will be that of Southwell in the 39 car. Back then to the 55 of Kevin White, Gary Blee and Brendan Fagan. So down the back straight they run, and it's Craig Clayton from Newman out in front in the 20.345 that last lap, but the car is starting to smoke, and he has run wide. He's run very wide. The car in 2nd place went very, very low, the 99 of Kyron Bridges, and Hayden Norman is there in that smoke screen, is moving into 2nd place, and I don't know how much further Craig Clayton is going to go. The smoke is almost stopped, and so is Craig Clayton. Our race leader now is Hayden Norman. Bridges into second place, and now coming into third is Ray Clifton. Evan Wakefield is going for a drink at the bar. He's gone very wide out of turn number 4. Craig Clayton is certainly at a noise in car number 35 as Donna Vanzetti, the 39 car of Travis Southwell, Kevin White go through, and there's a pile-up here in the main straight with Blee running out of room, and the yellow lights have come on, and we have ourselves a stoppage. So the 35 car was going back through the field in Craig Clayton after leading, but the smoke and going an unfamiliar way, I would suggest, for Ray, as we're back underway. Hayden Norman leads them down the main straight on this restart as they move up into turn number 1, going clockwise on this occasion. Hayden Norman won in 2018. Defeated Corey Sando from Victoria and Wayne Thompson on that occasion. On this occasion, he leads Kyron Bridges, Ray Clifton, and the 21 car of Evan Wakefield. So run down into turn number 1 and 2 is a good battle for the minor end of the prize. Second, third and fourth, they're using all of the racetrack. Evan Wakefield on the outside of Ray Clifton, who's trying to come underneath the Kyron Bridges, who holds second place at the moment. Hayden Norman in front. Oh, it's getting a bit willing. Bridges in second. Clifton and Wakefield, some good driving not to cause a multi-car pile-up, including the concrete wall on that occasion. Fifth place is Marty Kelly. Kevin Wyatt is there, and also Donna Vanzetti. That's the next group of cars. So they come out of turn 4 and back down the main straight with 3 laps to go. Hayden Norman, the leader from Bridges. Wakefield back then to the 73 car of Ray Clifton. Then behind them is Kevin White, Marty Kelly, Donna Vanzetti, Travis Southwell, Gary Blee, and the last car running is Brendan Fagan. Still this battle for second and third continues. They've dropped off Clifton. Hayden Norman leads with 2 to go. He's well clear. Bridges and Wakefield run second and third. Back then to Clifton in fourth. Oh, trouble here between Vanzetti and the 39 of Travis Southwell. So we go back to our leader, Hayden Norman, as Evan Wakefield gets busy now, and Kyron Bridges goes around the outside. It's gone in heavy, gone in very heavy. Bridges back to second, Wakefield back to third. They're on the last lap. White flag should be out. It is out. Down into turn number 1 for the final time. Wakefield still trying the outside of Kyron Bridges. Watch that battle in earnest for the minor end of the prize. It's going to be a win to Hayden Norman, though. Hayden Norman first across the line in car number 6. Good drive. Second across the line is going to be that of car number 99. Kyron Bridges hangs on. Evan Wakefield third. Back then to the 73 car. Ray Clifton. Kevin White is next. Marty Kelly back then to the 39 of Travis Southwell. Gary Blee, Donna Vanzetti, and Brendan Fagan. The 6 car takes the win. Car number 6, Hayden Norman, with plenty of support too from outside, wins by 3.105 seconds. He also had the quick lap of the race at 20.109. Away with this particular heat. They're very quickly into stride, down into turn number 1 and 2. Our race leader is, whoa, they're 3 wide behind our race leader, who got himself up and about, no doubt about that. So move out of turn 3 and 4 and into the main straight. It is Moynihan not in the lead anymore. He's gone back to third place as the 110 takes the lead. Clayton Blee from Ethan Geneve. Paul Briggs is there on the outside of Moynihan as they run into the back straight, and then also the next car running is Damien Hutchins as they go down the back straight. We've got 1 car on the infield there who has gone right back through the field and back to last. Down the main straight, the yellow lights have come on. Away and racing down here into turn number 1. And our race leader is Clayton Blee in 110, leads Ethan Geneve by a couple of car lengths. Back in third place is Paul Briggs. Oh, 1 car has clobbered the wall over there on turn number 2. Headbutts the concrete. And we have ourselves a stoppage.
Oh, guys, cheers.
There's the driver of car 48, Matthew Jones.
10 kids is rather impressive as they get back underway. Matthew's okay, that's the main thing, as this one has still 9 laps to go. Clayton Blee leads Ethan Genev down into turn number 1. Paul Briggs running in 3rd place as they run out of turn number 2 and down the back straight. Moving into 4th place now is Lincoln Coleman. Drives around the outside of Damon Hutchins as they come out of Pitts Bend and back into the main straight. Our race leader is car number 110, Clayton Blee. He does the quick lap of the race at 20.151. Ethan Genev trying to stay with him along with Paul Briggs, the 2 collie drivers. Back to Lincoln Coleman in 4th, Todd Barrett, and then Damien Hutchins. Back in 7th place is that of Jamie Goodwin, Daniel Stanley behind him, and the last car running is the 26 of Andrew Tregonning. 7 laps to go for Clayton Blee out in front, running 3/4 track high. Ethan Genev going with him, and so too Paul Briggs. A gap back then, 1.5 seconds to Lincoln Coleman. Todd Barrett in 5th place. Coming up on the inside of Damien Hutchins is Jamie Goodwin. We come up with 6 laps to go in heat number 12 now of the West Australian title. Out in front, Clayton Blee, just from Ethan Genev and Paul Briggs. Lincoln Coleman in 4th place as Clayton Blee continues to run right out near the concrete wall, which keeps Ethan Genev very, very interested. Back to Paul Briggs in 3rd place, who's dropped off a wee bit as Ethan Genev now dives to the inside. We come up with 5 laps to go. Out in front just is Clayton Blee. The fan club next door are getting very excited, hanging right off the bleachers as they run out of turn number 2. Ethan Genev momentarily hit the front. Blee drives right round the outside and takes it back. He's running the high line. Down low is Ethan Genev. Genev momentarily again back in front, but again Blee drives around the outside and maintains the lead. Blee just in front. Genev down low on the track, might do it again. Genev's back in front, but Blee will fight back, no doubt about that. And Clayton Blee's in front, not anymore. He slowed right down and Ethan Genev has taken the lead. Clayton Blee back to 2nd place. Back in 3rd place is Paul Briggs. Back in 4th place now is Todd Barrett, then Lincoln Coleman and Jamie Goodwin. The yellow lights have come on. We've got a car that has spun. Let's have a look at the lineup. Clayton Blee will go back to the lead in car number 110. The yellow lights come on before the lap was completed, and Ethan Genev will have to do it again. It'll be Clayton Blee, Ethan Genev, Paul Briggs, Todd Barrett, Lincoln Coleman, Jamie Good. Can he hang on in car number 110? Clayton Blee is the son, of course, of Donna Van Zetti. And doing a great job is Donna, and also Clayton, who is out in front. We've got a mother-daughter and a father-daughter combination racing this weekend with the Amajuris out there as well. Clayton Blee just in front. Amajuri will be up in the next race actually, but out in front it's Clayton Blee. Ethan Genev on the inside takes the lead again. Blee fights back as they cross the line together. There is 0.032 of a second in it. Ethan Genev on the low side. Clayton Blee on the outside takes the lead, does Ethan Genev. Can Clayton Blee fight back? We've got a 2-car pile up further back. Yellows are on again. Yellows are on again. Let's have a look. Let's go back to lap number 7. Clayton Blee will be back in front. Clayton Blee will lead by 0.032 of a second. My goodness gracious. Restart number 4. Clayton Blee gets another chance. Todd Barrett was fighting with Paul Briggs. Paul Briggs will go back to 3rd. The 81 car of Lincoln Coleman has given up the ghost. The 18 car, the other car involved in that 2-car crash of Daniel Stanley, comes to the men in black on the infield. The men in black I'm referring to are the Speedway Sedans WA officials. So the race order will be Clayton Blee, who has lost the lead twice, only to get it back on restarts. Ethan Genev, Paul Briggs, who was well and truly under pressure from Todd Barrett. Lincoln Coleman was 5th, not anymore, he's gone. Jamie Goodwin 5th. Andrew Here's the restart coming up. Racing once again. Clayton Blee leads Ethan Genev, who dives immediately to the inside. Genev takes back the lead. Clayton Blee drives back round the outside and back in front. Down the back straight, Paul Briggs in 3rd place. Fourth place is the 46 at Todd Barrett. They'll come up with 2 to go this time around. Clayton Blee leads out at turn number 4 and down the main straight. What has Ethan Genev got for him? He's lost a bit of ground to our race leader, Paul Briggs, there in third. Barrett in fourth position, and in fifth place is that of Jamie Goodwin. Up into the top turn, which is 3 and 4. Clayton Blee, the leader, comes out of 4. 1 lap to go. The white flag is out, and Clayton Blee looks to have this one in the books all of a sudden after losing the lead twice to Ethan Genev. Back in third place, Paul Briggs. Then in fourth place, it's Barrett. Then we go back to Tregoning and Jamie Goodwin. Down the back straight the final time. And it's going to be a win to Clayton Blee. Oh, no, it's not. He's hit the fence, and Ethan Genev gets up. Ethan Genev gets up. Oh, that's a fatal mistake there in the last lap. He got a flat tyre on the last corner. Clayton Blee, chocolate to board lollies. Oh, you need that like an ejector seat on a helicopter when you're coming in to get the checker flag. Ethan Genev takes the win from Clayton Blee and Paul Briggs. It's never over till it's over. And Ethan Genev becomes our first multiple winner of the title, getting up right at the end. I'd already called Clayton Blee the winner, but a flat tyre coming out of turn number 4 into the fence he went. And Ethan Genev, third time lucky. He lost the lead. Well, he got the lead twice, lost it on restarts, and gets up on the line. First Ethan Genev, Clayton Blee second with a flat tyre coming out of 4. Paul Briggs third. The winning margin 1.7 seconds. Clayton Blee had the quick lap, but it amounted to naught. Here is Ethan Genev with Cam.
Yeah, what a finish to heat number 12. It took a while, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan Genev has stolen that one, but he'll take it. A big smile on the face, mate. As Jason said in the call, it's never over until it's over. You probably thought for all money you were going to run second there, and then coming off the last corner, you've nabbed him.
Yeah, love racing against Klanger. Good bloke. Had the race there. I passed him twice, and then the restart, go back behind him, and I thought he was gone. I don't know what happened on the last lap, but I've got to take it, so it's good.
You need that kind of luck in a state title, don't you? Obviously, for things to plan out and for you to make the show and start towards the front, you need to bank those points and take them when you can.
Yeah, you want to bank the points and not damage your car. Big thanks to Bill Clazy for the engine under the bonnet. He's a legend. He'll be listening back home, so cheers.
And obviously you had a really good battle there with the leader, like you said. The track seems to be widening out. There's a couple of lanes there, and it's clear that you can pass.
Yeah, it's really slippery up high, but if you can match it, Klanger had it for all money, so it's good.
A few people upstairs pretty happy with the performance, mate. Get back in the pits and we'll go again.
Cheers.
Ethan Genev, the winner of heat number 12, a dramatic heat race, but he got the job done.
Of 21 qualifying heats tonight here at Albany's Atwell Park. Nice night, great crowd in, a couple of thousand at least. Out of pits bend they come, nice and sedate. 5 rows of 2 and 1 off the back. 11 cars, green lights are on, and Ben Ferris leads them down the main straight with Brighton Southwell as they move into turn number 1. Southwell takes the lead from Ferris. They're 3 wide further back, and 1 car has gone very wide, nearly hit the fence as they run down the back straight. Damon Lyle starting to charge through from the back of the field. He's made up a few spots. He started out at 9. He's now up into 4th place as they cross the line as he went around the outside of Shane Wild. But our race leader is the 63 car of Bryden Southwell. 2nd place, Ben Ferris. Damon Lyle charging around the outside, went right round the outside of Stephanie Amajuri, now goes right round the outside of Ben Ferris, now lines up our race leader, and what a drive by Damon Lyle from position number 9, 2 laps in, and he has gone to the lead. 19.884 that time around by Damon Lyle, and he's not only just passed them, he's driven right away from them. Out in front is Damon Lyle. He's a man on a mission at the moment. He's absolutely flying compared to the rest of them. He's left them for dead. 2nd place is Bryden Southwell. Ben Ferris is 3rd. Shane Wild is on the outside of Ben Ferris. Right behind them is Damon Thompson. On the inside of Damon Thompson is the 83 car of Stephanie Amajuri. She goes back underneath of Damon Thompson. Back then to Chris Vanzetti, Paul Bowman, David Linthorne, Jeremy Ferris and Lance Beaver. Well, this one has got 6 laps to go, and the 27 car of Damon Lyle has well and truly split the scene. Shane Wild now coming up on the outside of the 63 of Brighton Southwell, who holds second place. Wild is there still. On the inside of Wild comes Ben Ferris. There's a literal traffic jam for the minor placings. You'd find more room on a Coles car park on a Saturday morning than you will at the moment for second place here. Second place now is Shane Wild. On the outside of him is the 63 of Brighton Southwell. Ferris is there. Look at them behind Ferris. They're nearly 4 wide. Right there is Stephanie Amagiri, Chris Vanzetti, Paul Bowman's in that group. Also, I think, is Chris Vanzetti. They're using all the racetrack and then some of the infielders. They move their way down into turn number 1 and 2. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth place. Very close indeed. Our race leader is about to lap cars. He's lapped Lance Beaver. He's put Lance Beaver a lap down with 3 to go. Second place from Manjimup is Shane Wild. Third place is the 63 of Brighton Southwell. Ben Ferris is fourth. Fifth place is Paul Bowman in the 52 car. He started out of position number 11. Back then to Stephanie Amagiri. She runs in 6th place, and then back to Damon Thompson, Chris Vanzetti, David Linthorne, Jeremy Ferris, and the last car running is Lance Beaver. 1.5 laps left to go for Damon Lyle, who leads by 8.5 seconds as he comes up to greet the white flag. There is 1 lap to go in heat number 13 of the West Australian title, and he is long gone. He's nearly half a lap in front of Shane Wild in second place. Third place is Brighton Southwell, having a good drive ahead of Ben Ferris and Paul Bowman. Our race leader, though, comes up on the outside of Jeremy Ferris. Come on, race fans. Damon Lyle has given them a good old spanking in heat number 13. Wins by half a lap. Damon Lyle first across the line. Second will be Shane Wild. Third place is anybody's as they move out of turn 3 and 4. Almost a calamity. Third place is going to go the way of Brighton Southwell. Back then to Bowman, Ferris, Stephanie Amagiri, Chris Vanzetti, Damon Thompson. Further back then to David Linthorne in car number 19. Jeremy Ferris and Lance Beaver. 3 minutes 22.485 for the 10 laps. 3:22.485 for our winner Damon Lyle, who had the quick lap of 19.555. And he won by 9.477 seconds, the biggest winning margin so far. It is the W27 of Damon Lyle, first time defeating the 2 of Shane Wild and the 63 of Brighton Southwell. That was heat number 13 of the WA title. Let's go down to Cam to talk to our winner.
Thank you, Jace. We want to hear some noise for Damien Lyle in the W27. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a few years. Great to have you back, and an even better a heat win in the WA Street Stock title.
Yeah, man, been a while. Yeah, that's cool. Bill Gibbs and your team, man, you're a god. That track is cool. That's awesome.
You obviously came from pretty deep. It was a heat, no doubt. You had a look and thought you could probably get forward and pass some cars. You did that, but you look pretty comfortable on the line that you chose for much of that heat race.
I don't know about that. I didn't feel very comfortable. It's hard work, but you just got to get it done early. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in some shit. So, hopefully have some good luck rest of the night and have a good run.
What's the aim for the weekend? Where can we see the W27?
Look, aim to be nice, straight in there, and then who knows, have a dip.
Awesome. Get back into it, mate.
Cheers, man. Eel the world.
Way with heat number 14. The last heat of round number 2 as they move down into turn number 1, and on the outside Lenny Bates takes the lead as they run out of turn 2. He's run wide and there's challenges starting to come from mid-pack. David falls up to 4th, Amagiri's in 3rd place and Jake Hoth is in 2nd. They're 3 across the track now for 2nd place. On the inside, Fall. In the middle was Amagiri, who now dives to the inside looking to take on Lenny Bates. Wayne Thompson's taken an excursion and it's gone from chocolates to boiled lollies. He's a dead last runner at this stage, and a long last 2 is Wayne Thompson as they move out of 3 and 4. Lenny Bates throws the back end out. So move down the main straight, back in 2nd place Amagiri. On the inside is Brentley McGaffin. On the outside, David Fall. Up there in 5th place and going well too is Jake Hoth. Mark Jennings is tucked away in 6th with Peter Herbert in 7th place. So run the back straight. Lenny Bates, formerly from Victoria, out in front, and he's only just in front. They're every which way but loose here. David Fall has whacked on the anchors, has just brushed the concrete up there in turn number 4. It was very desperate and willing. Lenny Bates, Daniel Amajiri, David Fall, Brindley McGaffin, Jake Hoth, all very closely bunched up at the very latest. As we get underway with this restart on Heat 14, we're back underway with Lenny Bates just in front. Amajiri, Brindley McGaffin, Jake Hoth and Mark Jennings run up into turn number 1 and 2. And he's keeping them all very interested by running high on the track. McGaffin comes back at Amajiri as they run the back straight. Amajiri is able to hold off that move for the moment. Jake Hoth there in 4th place. Amajiri comes back on the inside of Lenny Bates. This is very, very close indeed. There's only 1 second separating the first 4 or 5. There's a couple of them further back that are really coughing and spluttering as they move down the back straight. That car, I think, I'm trying to pick up who it is, Linton Dickerson, who is coughing and spluttering and now taking the lead momentarily was Amajiri on the inside. Peter Herbert has the quick lap of the race. He's moved up to 5th place. And Lenny Bates is only just in front. Jake Hoth comes to the outside of Brindley McGaffin. They're coming both now on the inside of Daniel Amajiri, who's on the inside now of Lenny Bates. They're 4 across the track coming out of turn number 4. Bates in front, Hoth in 2nd place. McGaffin wasn't on the racetrack as he tried to take on the 83 car, or 183 of Daniel Amajiri. Now Jake Hoth has come from absolutely nowhere and is taking on the race leader. 4.5 laps left to go. Lenny Bates just in front. Jake Hoth from Derby looks to the inside of Lenny Bates. It's Bates, Hoth, back then to Daniel Amajiri in 3rd place, and Peter Herbert is there in 4th. He started out of position number 10. Hoth to have another go as they run down the back straight once again. Jake Hoth right on the back bumper of the 74 car of Lenny Bates. Up into turn 3. Hoth to dive to the inside. He does and takes the lead down the main straight. Hoth in front just by 0.003 of a second. Lenny Bates on the outside. Back in 3rd place, Daniel Amajiri and then Peter Herbert. But Jake Hoth has taken the lead. Down the back straight, the laps are ticking by. 2 laps to go this time around. Jake Hoth, who started on pole, went back as far as 5th, I think, in this race, but he leads at the pointy end. 2 laps to go. Lenny Bates to come on the inside as they run out of turn number 2. We've got a bumper that's gone up to 3/4 track high. It's out of harm's way now. Back then to Amajiri in 3rd place and Peter Herbert. Back then to David Fall in 5th place. Hoth comes out of turn 4, will greet the white flag. There's 1 lap to go. Back then in 2nd place, it's Lenny Bates. Amajiri in 3rd as they run up into the top turn the final time. Jake Hoth will lead them down the back straight. Jake Hoth in car number 29 leads down the back straight. He's driven 2,741 kilometres all the way from Derby to Albany and he wins heat number 14. Second home is the 74 of Lenny Bates. Daniel Amajiri 3rd. Peter Herbert 4th. Brindley McGaffin got up on the line for 5th by 0.088 of a second over David Fall. Wayne Thompson 7th, then back to Shea Roberts. Mark Jennings was all out of noise in that one. He finishes in 9th. And then Linton Dickerson didn't finish and James Westerman didn't start. Jake Hoth wins heat number 14. Here we go. As we get ourselves set for a start in heat number 15 of the WA title. It's going to be very hard to see Anthony Bear beaten in this one. Let's see how it all unfolds. Down into turn number 1 they go. Anthony Bear leads. Paul Briggs has moved into 2nd place. On the inside is Phil Licklet as they move out of turn number 2, and Bear leads as they go clockwise. Briggs in 2nd place, Licklet 3rd. Back then to Matthews in 4th position. Stevie Gartner's up there in 5th. Licklet runs wide. They're 4 wide now into the main straight for the minor end of the prize. Stanley is there, so too is Matthews. Paul Briggs, meanwhile, is getting underneath of Anthony Bear as they run out of turn number 2. Licklet in 3rd place as they run down the back straight. So Anthony Bear is getting the hurry up from Paul Briggs from Collie. Not only the hurry up, gives him a hip and shoulder coming out of turn number 4. Down the main straight, Anthony Bear just in front. 2nd place is Paul Briggs as they run up into Pitts Bend. Briggs on the inside, Anthony Bear the outside. This is the 7th and 8th point scorers leading into the 3rd and final round of heats 2 tonight. Anthony Bear just in front. The margin last time around was .093. Another little tap on the back end by Paul Briggs. Back in third place is Licklet. On the outside is Gartner. The inside is Stanley. That's for fourth and fifth place. Back to our leaders though. Anthony Bear leads by a couple of car lengths. Paul Briggs back there in second place. A long way back then to Licklet in third. Gartner in fourth position, then Daniel Stanley. That's the first five. Then Dylan Williams in sixth place. But Paul Briggs won't leave. Anthony Bear alone with 4 down and 6 to go. Down into Pitts Bend. Anthony Bear by a car length over Paul Briggs. A long gap back to Licklet, Gartner, Williams, Stanley. Lincoln Coleman's up to 7th place. And the 73 car, Ray Clifton, having problems at the back. Anthony Bear out in front. Only just Paul Briggs at the halfway mark is close enough. 0.4 the margin. Back in third place is that Phil Licklet, then Steve Gartner, Dylan Williams. As they run into the back straight, they're going to run into the back end of Ray Clifton. They duck to the inside of him as they move out of turn 3 and 4. The lap's ticking by. 4 to go. Anthony Bear just in front. We don't say that very often. Down the main straight, Anthony Bear leading from the 12 of Paul Briggs. Back in third place is Licklet. Then the fourth place is Gartner, Williams and Stanley. Into the back straight once again. Anthony Bear opens up a 2-car length margin on Paul Briggs as they come out of turn 3 and 4. Once again, 3 laps to go. Briggs will not go away. Down the main straight they come. 3 laps to go. The margin is .359. Paul Briggs trying to stay with Anthony Bear. As I look ahead of them, they're going to hit lap traffic in the last couple of laps. There's going to be a couple to negotiate. It's a matter of where. Back then to Licklet in third, Gartner fourth, then Williams and Stanley. Into the main straight with 2 to go. Lincoln Coleman's car sounds like a 1973 sidecar on steroids at the moment. As they move down into Pitts Bend, Anthony Bear by a couple of car lengths. Paul Briggs in second place. They're going to have to zig and zag now. Which way would they go? They duck to the inside. Anthony Bear just in front. Paul Briggs right with him. The white flag coming out. 1 lap to go. Briggs and Bear. Bear and Briggs as they get the passing flag for the 2-lap cars either side of them. They run up into the top turn. Anthony Bear seems to have done enough. He's 3 or 4 car lengths in front. A long way back then to Phil Licklet in third and then back to Stevie Gartner. But Anthony Bear is going to prevail after a bit of a scare. He wins by 2 car lengths over Paul Briggs in car number 12. Back in third place, it's going to be Phil Licklet. Then Steve Gartner from South Australia is fourth. Dylan Williams will run in 5th place, I think, or is it going to be the 18 car? It's going to be Daniel Stanley, then back to the 9 of Jamie Goodwin. What happened here? The 4 car of Dylan Williams, he's finished back in 7th in the end. Then Tim Matthews, Lincoln Coleman, Ray Clifton and Matthew Jones didn't start. 3 minutes 25. 3 minutes 25.230 for the 10 laps. Anthony Bear, the winner, wins his second heat of the night. Paul Briggs second and Phil Licklet in third place. Steve Gartner from 11 made it up to 4, but that is as far as he went. Here we go with heat number 16 of the title. We're underway as they move down the main straight and get this one underway with Paul Bowman leading down into turn number 1. Right behind him is Todd Barrett as they come out of turn number 2. Barrett coming back at Paul Bowman, and Ethan Geneva's very quickly up into third place, which has got everyone next door very excited, no doubt about that. David Fall coming into 4th place as they move out of turn number 4 the first time. 4 wide down the main straight. Oh, trouble! Trouble here for the 2nd and 3rd place cars, Todd Barrett and Ethan Geneve. The yellow lights have come on. Barrett is stranded across the racetrack and the highest qualifier into the side of him and also into the wall. Flat tyre for Todd Barrett in car number 46. He'll be gone, he'll be out. 46 flat tyre. With the WA Street Stock title about to get back underway. We're racing, and the 52 of Paul Bowman leads them down the main straight as we get back underway. Back in second place, David Fall. Della trying to get underneath, almost spun himself out as a result. So run down the back straight. Bowman just in front from David Fall. Della in third place, and in fourth place it's the 4 car of Ethan Genev, and they've opened up a gap on the other 4. Into the main straight, David Fall having a look underneath of Paul Bowman as Fall has the quick lap of the race at 20.788. Lockie Della in third place, and Ethan Genev still tucked away in fourth. A gap back in fifth place to Gary Blee. Matt Lowe is there. Trying to come underneath of Blee, and then we go back to Ryan Penn and Ben Ferris. Back to our leaders though. David Fall from Manjimup trying to come underneath of Albany's Paul Bowman. Third place is Lockie Della, and Ethan Genev now does the quick lap of the race at 20.661, but he's still going to negotiate 3 other cars, and one of those cars is our leader Paul Bowman, who made a bit of a mistake. The yellow lights have come on, and they've come on because we've got a full bumper here in the main straight. Who does that belong to? Looks like it doesn't belong to the first 4. It's not the right colour for 5th or 6th or 7th. I'm not sure who it belongs to. Might be off the car in 8th place, but we're getting back underway. Bowman leads from Fall, Della, Genev, and then back to Blee in 5th place. That's Gary Blee. Again, Fall tries to come underneath our race leader immediately on this restart as they run down the back straight, but Fall's got his hands full with Lockie Della as they run up into turn number 3. Della coming up on the outside. Out in front, Paul Bowman keeping them all interested. Fall in second, Della third. Genev still back in fourth, then Blee, Low, then back to Ferris, and then at the tail of the field is the 25 of Ryan Penn. Down the back straight, you can throw a T-tail over the first 3, a crochet rug over the first 4, and Lockie Della has gone from third to first in one foul swoop. Around the outside comes Paul Bowman. Della on the inside, Fall trying to find a way through. Can Fall find a way on the inside? No, he can't. So Lockie Della went from third to first, back to second, and Ethan Genev now starting to look on the outside of David Fall. It's a 4-way go up into turn number 3. Laps ticking by. 4 laps to go in heat number 16 of the West Australian title, and Paul Bowman is just in front. Up into turn number 1 going clockwise. Della's off the curb. Right there is David Fall. Della goes underneath the Bowman, who tries to defend. David Fall goes to the outside to make it a row of 3, and Ethan Genev simply cannot get through. They come out of turn number 4. Lockie Della's back in front. On the outside, David Fall. On the inside is Paul Bowman. They run up into the top turn. Della, Fall, Bowman and Ethan Genev. 3 to go. Down the back straight they run. Bowman's gone from first to third, maybe to fourth as Ethan Genev looks to the inside. Lockie Della in front in car number 195. Second place, David Fall. Ethan Genev tries to come under Paul Bowman. 2 laps to run. A long gap back then to Blee. Low, Ferris and Penn. Has Lockie Della done enough? He's opened up a bit of a gap on Fall. Back in third is Bowman. Then Ethan Genev. White flag is on display. And Lockie Della in 195 looking the goods. Once he hit the front, back to Fall in second place. Third place is Bowman. Ethan Genev rounds him up on, and Della's made a horrendous hash of turn 2. And David Fall has hit the front. Della fights back. Here comes Ethan Genev again. And Bowman, a 4-way go. Lockie Della is going to prevail by a car length over Fall, Bowman and Genev. There is only 0.4 of a second separated the 4 of them. Back in 5th place is going to be the 23 of Lowe. Then back to Gary Blee, Ben Ferris and Ryan Penn. Lockie Della wins by 0.176 of a second over David Fall. Paul Bowman and Ethan Genev, 0.405 separated the 4 of them as they cross the line in another very exciting finish. But it's the 195 of Lockie Della who prevails, just from David Fall, with third place going sedate old start. The green lights have come on, and Mark Jennings got through between the 28 and the 14. The 28 being, of course, Tim Coxell, and the 14 of Lance Beaver. Around the outside, though, comes Jamie Oldfield, and Mark Jennings is there as well. He goes around the outside of Andrew Tregonning. Oh, look at the action here. They're 3 and 4 across the track for the lead. Oh, one car speared left mid-track. That was Tim Coxell. as they run up into turn number 1. Your race leader is Jason Batchelor. As they run out of turn number 2, back in second is Tregonning. Jamie Oldfield has gone underneath of Tregonning and Jennings and moved into second place. So run out of turn number 3 and 4. Up the main straight, Jason Batchelor just in front. Jamie Oldfield in second place. Tregonning is third. Jennings is in fourth, and then back in fifth is the 53 of Glenn Graham. Behind them is Freddie Kinsella in car 318. And behind him, it looks as though it's Daniel Amajuri and Tim Coxell. They come out of turns 3 and 4. They throw the cars sideways into the main straight. Our race leader is Jason Batchelor. On the inside comes Jamie Oldfield, and the one car is back in front. He tries to slow down and get round that corner, still in the lead, but Batchelor fights back. Batchelor's back in front as they run the back straight. Jennings has gone underneath of Tregonning and gone into third. Jamie Oldfield's back in front as they come out of 4, and Jamie Oldfield throws the back end out, and Batchelor's back in front. Up into turn number 1, Jason Batchelor takes back the lead. He's 3/4 track high. On the inside is Jamie Oldfield. Then Jennings has got his hands full because Tregonning's coming back. We've got one car has spun himself out over there on turn number 2. The green lights remain on, and we've got lap traffic to contend with. It's Batchelor out in front. Around the outside of Lance Beaver they go. Jamie Oldfield in second place to have another go at Batchelor. They come out of turn number 2. Jennings in third place. Tregonning has his hands full now as around the outside came Tim Coxell, who's got himself really going now. He's coming on the outside of Jennings. Into the main straight, it's Batchelor in front. Second place, Jamie Oldfield as the laps tick by. 4 to go. Coxell in fourth place as the quick lap of the race. Jennings is third, Coxell fourth. Back in fifth is Andrew Tregonning, and then Daniel Amajuri in the first 6. Back to our leaders. A bit of a nudge on the back end. Batchelor just in front. Jamie Oldfield in second place. He's going to dive to the inside as Batchelor runs wide. They cross the line together. The margin is 0.03 of a second. And Jamie Oldfield for the third time in this race is in front. But as we saw in the Super Sedan title, Batchelor will come again on the outside. But he had his move that time cut off. As we've got a car in front of them who's spun, the yellows will have to come on. The yellows will have to come on. And guess what? Jason Batchelor was in front on lap 7 by 0.030 of a second, and he'll go back to the lead when this one is back underway. Batchelor will lead with 3 laps to go from Jamie Oldfield by 0.030 of a second. He hasn't got the word yet. Jamie Oldfield thinks he's the leader, but when we go back to the last recorded lap, moves is Jason Batchelor. He's got Jamie Oldfield, who's passed him 3 times, finds himself still in second place as we're back underway with 3 to go. Tim Coxell's also one to watch out for. He started out at 12, did Tim Coxell. And here comes Jamie Oldfield straight away on this restart. Moves to the outside, pokes the nose in front, and Jamie Oldfield is back in front. On the inside, Jason Batchelor to fight back. Tim Coxell right behind them as they move into the main straight with 2 laps to go. Jamie Oldfield in car number 1 leads them up the main straight. Second place is Jason Batchelor, then Tim Coxell from the back row. Fourth place at 21 of Mark Jennings. Then in 5th place we've got 183 of Daniel Amajuri, and then Freddie Kinsella. White flag comes out, 1 to go for the West Australian champion, who's about to make it 3 from 3, but only 2 of them are going to count after he was disqualified in the opening heat race for not going to scrutineering. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. He's driven right away from Jason Batchelor in the concluding stages. Back in second is Batchelor. Coxell is third, then Mark Jennings. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Great drive by Jamie Oldfield. Takes heat number 16, 17 of the title. Second is going to go to Coxell. Got up on the line over the 46 of Jason Batchelor. Mark Jennings is fourth. Then Daniel Amajuri, Andrew Tregonning, Freddie Kinsella, Damon Thompson, Travis Moynihan, Glenn Graham, Paul Devonshire and Lance Beaver coming around to complete the distance. No time for the race due to the stoppage. Once he hit the front, he won by 2.748 seconds. All about set to go. Not even any time for the music tonight. Here we go. Not sure it was any good anyway. Here we go. Oh, they're 3 wide. That's not going to be a start, surely. James Westerman's in front and he was on the second row. Well, let's see what happens here as they move into turn number 1 and 2. The green lights are on. They're 4 wide. We've got 1 car up in the fence. That's Marty Kelly. The yellow lights have come on as Wayne Thompson hit the front. And Tomo continues on for a wee bit. Thought all his Christmases had come at once. The veteran driver from Bunbury. and Peter Herbert, who featured on the back page of the Albany Advertiser. Now the 21 car is almost going to do the same. As we're underway, the green lights come on, and then Westerman didn't go. He's gone back to fourth on this restart, which was a complete restart, and it's Peter Herbert who leads. Wayne Thompson out of turn number 2, down the back straight. 102 Mitchell Claybrook in third, Westerman fourth, and diving to the inside is Trent Claybrook in car number 21. They move into the main straight. Claybrook has made up a spot. Westerman goes back to fifth, now back to fourth, and Dave Watson's in that group as well. As they move out of turn number 2, it's hotly contested. All one car has gone up into the fence, didn't hit the fence, has whacked on the brakes, so he's not going anywhere. That's Megan Cheeseman, and the yellow lights have come on. Megan Cheeseman looking to move now, and drives away. Here we go with the restart. As we get ourselves ready, we're back underway. Still 9 to go. Herbert, Thompson and Claybrook. Back in fourth place, James Westerman. Oh, what's happened here? Thompson and Claybrook have got hooked up. They've gone infield. This is going to bring on the yellows again. Trent Claybrook is in fifth place. So Mitchell and Trent Claybrook in this one. Still 9 laps to go in heat number 18. Green flag waves once again. We're back underway. Herbert leads them down the main straight from Wayne Thompson. Back to Claybrook and Claybrook. Sounds like a lawyer firm. They run third and fourth as they move out of turn 2. Herbert makes a mistake, and the veteran driver from Bunbury, Wayne Thompson, takes the lead. Down into Pitts Bend they go. Thompson out in front. Herbert fights back in the purple car, number 44, as one car goes infield. Further back in the field, I think that could be Corin Bridges, and he is now stone motherless last. Peter Herbert back in front. Thompson in second place. The 102 car of Claybrook has gone from third to seventh in one foul swoop. Mitchell Claybrook has been besieged by 4 cars which run 4 wide for third place. On the extreme outside is the Hollywood Westerman car, who's still looking pretty good in the 28. Down low on the track is Jake Hoth, Dave Watson, Trent Claybrook's in that group. You can pick out Dave Watson's car as the one with no panel on the entire left-hand side of it. As now the 21 of Trent Claybrook goes underneath the Watson and into fifth place. Peter Herbert out in front, just leading slightly by 0.6 of a second over Wayne Thompson, who comes again. Back then in third place, it's the 28 of James Westerman. Fourth place is Jake Hoth, who started out of position number 12. Back to Watson in fifth. The 102 comes back for more. That is Mitchell Claybrook, ran around the outside of Trent Claybrook. Our race leader has 5 to go. Peter Herbert from Wayne Thompson. Thompson's not done with yet, and Hoth isn't done with Westerman either. They are running side by side in the back straight. Hoth now dives to the inside of Westerman and moves into third, and Jake Hoth from Derby is absolutely on a charge. Again from the back, Westerman fights back though. Westerman back to third place. We go back to our leaders. It is Peter Herbert by 2 car lengths over Wayne Thompson. Back to Hoth. Back then to Westerman. Then we've got in fifth place Dave Watson. And in sixth place now, looks as though it could be Corin Bridges, ahead of 2 Claybrooks, who are now 7th and 8th. Peter Herbert has 3 laps to run. He leads by 0.8 of a second over Wayne Thompson, who is still very much close enough. Back to Jake Hoth in third. Then in fourth is James Westerman. Dave Fall in fifth place. Dave Watson in fifth place. And Corin Bridges has the quick lap of the race at 20.337, but he's packed away in sixth place at the moment. Wayne Thompson still out after the 44 of Peter Herbert. Jake Hoth is closed now on Thompson. They run the back straight. Hoth is some silly chance of still winning this after starting from position 12. Up into the top turn, Thompson closes on Herbert, who also has Hoth for company. White flag comes out. A grandstand finish coming up here to heat 18. Down into turn 1. The veteran driver from Bunbury, Wayne Thompson, has a look underneath at Peter Herbert from Albany. Down the back straight the final time. Can Herbert prevail? Thompson to have one last crack, and Jake Hoth will finish third, but it will be Peter Herbert first across the line. Herbert by 2 car lengths, Thompson second, another 2 car lengths to Hoth in third. Fourth place will be James Westerman, Dave Watson fifth. Sixth place will be The 21 of Trent Claybrook, not to be mistaken with the 102 of Mitchell Claybrook. They finished 6th and 7th. Kyron Bridges is not going to finish. He's on the grass. I'm sure it is fun to stay there, but we're not anymore. We're getting underway with heat number 19. Away we go. The race is in the control of Humphreys from Esperance as they head up into turn number 1. And Zane leads, but he's got the big 16 coming up on his outside. Jack Barnwell needs some big points. The former West Australian champion has gone in pretty heavy here. So they come out of 4, but he's driven right round the outside as Shane Wild spins. Oh, he's taken negotiations around the tractor tyres on the grass. He's done a slalom course as Shane Wild. He's dead last at the moment. The race continues, and Jack Barnwell is your race leader as they head down into turn 3 and 4. Barnwell's almost spun himself out as he leads down the main straight. Coming back is Zane Humphreys. Third place is the 55 of Kevin White. Josh Martinelli there in 4th place. 5th place is Bradley Roberts, and Stevie O'Dowd is next. Gordon Wyatt, then Ben Norman's made up a couple of spots. Further back to Brighton, Southwell, Donovan Zetti, and Shane Wild has all of those cars to see, and Shane Wild has a lot of work to do. He was 6th on points going into this race, and after almost spinning himself out, he is dead motherless last. Down the main straight he goes. He makes up a couple of spots as the race leader is well and truly in the back straight. 1st, 2nd and 3rd are clear. 4th, 5th and 6th very close indeed. Roberts in 4th place now. Kevin White on the outside and Stevie O'Dowd the inside. That's the battle for the minor end of the prize. O'Dowd now moves into 5th place, but our race leader moves into the back straight, leads by 0.9 of a second, does the quick lap of the race too. He'll come up to the halfway mark. It is car number 16 of Jack Barnwell who leads with this one at the moment. Barnwell out in front. Humphreys from Esperance in 2nd place. There's a car getting the inquiry flag. Let's have a look who it's going to. Further back in the field, that inquiry flag has been withdrawn on car 104, I think it might have been. But anyway, the race continues. There's a great battle for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th now. 4 of them locked together. 4 to go for Jack Barnwell. Humphreys in 2nd place. 3rd is Martinelli. 4th is Roberts. Then in 5th place, the 55 now of Wyatt. Stevie O'Dowd in 6th position. Behind him is Ben Norman. In fact, he's not behind him. He's coming up on the outside of him as they move out of turn 4 into the main straight. Our race leader has 3 to go. Jack Barnwell out in front from Zane Humphreys. 3rd is Martinelli. 4th is the 25 car of Bradley Roberts in this titanic battle for the minor prize. Kevin White, O'Dowd, Norman, and also Gordon Wyatt in that battle. So run out of turn number 2 and down the back straight. Our race leader is half a lap ahead of that group of cars I'm referring to. It is all Jack Barnwell from Humphreys, Martinelli, Roberts. Still they're going at it for this 5th place, the 55 car of Kevin White. Stevie O'Dowd has just been passed by Ben Norman on the outside. He goes back now to 7th, does O'Dowd, and Gordon Wyatt is 8th. Shane Wild is up to 9th, then back in 10th is Bryden Southwell and Donovan Zetti. Our race leader has 1 to go. It is all Jack Barnwell out in front, and he was 14th on points. This is going to push him up. So Jack Barnwell leads by 3.8 seconds. Moves out of turn number 3 and 4. The 2019 champion comes across the line and greets the checkered flag. Jack Barnwell first home in car number 16. Zane Humphreys had a lonely race in 2nd. 3rd place goes the 87 of Josh Martinelli. 4th across the line will be Bradley Roberts. Close. Ben Norman got up for 5th. From the back of the field to 5th, Gordon White, Kevin White, Stevie O'Dowd is 8th. Shane Wild 9th. Never really recovered after that misadventure on turn number 4 early in the race. No mucking around. Here we go. We're underway with heat number 20 of 21 tonight, and our race leader going nicely. Well, not going nicely. We had trouble at the start here. Let's see how far we go. We've got panel hanging off for 1. Lenny Bates' car's going to stop. And we'll do it again. We'll go back to the music while Lenny Bates sorts himself out. We're more than halfway there. We're nearly finished, actually. This is the second last heat. We'll tell you about tomorrow night in a moment. back underway. The green lights come on. Heat number 20 of 21. And, well, it's a bit of a hip and shoulder down the main straight between Roberts and Southwell. They're 4 wide, with the widest of all being the 6 of Hayden Norman. And Southwell has gone from first to about 7th. And look at Hayden Norman go. What a split. He's gone between cars, now round the outside of cars. He's going to hit the front. We've got cars on the infield. Every which way but loose. Where's the 17 car going? Anthony Perella. He rejoins in about 7th place. The green lights remain on. Plenty of talking points in that first lap. And Perella now spins himself out over on turn number 2, parks the car, and is not going to move. The green lights remain on for the moment. Out in front, it is Hayden Norman in car number 6. Second place is the 52 of Paul Bowman. Third place is the 89 of Carl Pickerskill. Now the yellow lights come on. A very untidy start to heat number 20. Norman leads Shay Roberts, Carl Pickerskill, Gavin Minty, David Linthorne as the green lights come back on. The green flag waves, so go down into turn number 1. What will happen in this last 8 laps? Hayden Norman, who is 4th on points, he's going to pick up some big ones and may find himself even on top of the point score after night number 1. We'll have to wait and see. The points haven't been displayed on the screen in recent times, so I'm in the dark as well, seeing what is going to happen, but it's going to be awfully close. So move down the back straight. Our race leader is car number 6, Hayden Norman. Shay Roberts in 2nd place. They're spread out like Brown's cows in this one. Down the main straight they come. 3rd place is the 89 car of Carl Pickerskill. 4th position is Gavin Minty. And the margin is 1.1, 0.7, 1.1, 1.1, 1.3. They are literally evenly spaced, as if it's almost like hot laps. Down the main straight with 5 to go. Norman, Roberts, Pickerskill. Then back to Minty, Linthorne, Craig Clayton, Travis Southwell. Margins are now 0.7, 1.1, 1.5, 1.6. So evenly spaced still as Brendan Fagan goes to the infield and joins a couple of other retirees. Still a second between Norman and Roberts. The same margin back in 3rd place to Pickerskill. Same margin back to the 4th place car of Gavin Minty. 5th and 6th are close together, and Clayton actually makes a move on David Linthorne, who hit the back straight fence. Oh, there's another one gone. Carl Pickerskill here in the main straight. Got moving. He's going to go back 1, 2, 3 spots. Didn't need that to happen late in the proceedings, did Carl? 2 to go for our race leader. Another one spun over there, but he gets the car mobile. It's getting a bit late for some of them. Getting a bit untidy in the concluding stages. Our race leader moves down the back straight as 1.5 to go. Hayden Norman out in front. Skipped away from Shay Roberts. Back in 3rd, Gavin Minty. 4th position now, Craig Clayton. Carl Pickerskill back in 5th place. Then David Linthorne. 7th place is Travis Southwell. Then Clayton Blee. Out of turn 2 for the final time for our race leader, car number 6 of Hayden Norman. He's going to make it 2 wins tonight. And Stormin Norman, Hayden Norman, who won in 2018, is going to put himself towards the top of the point score after night number 1 as he takes the checkered flag and wins heat number 20. Car number 6, Hayden Norman, first across the line. Second is Shay Roberts, and then Gavin Minty third. 4th across the line is going to be Carl Pickerskill, who recovered. Then back to Craig Clayton. Very close then. Travis Southwell got up by 3 1,000ths of a second over David Linthorne for 6th. 8th is Clayton Blee, and they're the only 8 that finished. Brendan Fagan and Lenny Bates did not finish, and Anthony Perella, well, he was disqualified. No time for the race due to a couple of stoppages. Winning margin 3.126. As we come out of turn number 4 into the main straight, we're underway with the final qualifying heat. And our race leader is all fired up, no doubt about that, as they go down into turn number 1. Damon Lyle, one car riding the wall, and then he got cut off by another car that decided to ride the wall. That was a 21 car as they move up into turn number 3 and 4 the first time. Into the main straight, Damon Lyle leads. Jack Favreau in second place. Ferris in third. It was Evan Wakefield in the 21 as Michael Hammond almost throws himself out of the game there in fifth. He's going to come up underneath the 83 as they move down the back straight of Stephanie Amajuri. Moves into fourth now. Does Michael Hammond. May move into third underneath of Jeremy Ferris, who finds the concrete up there in turn number 4. Yellows come on. And we'll do this again. Here's the restart coming up. Damon Lyle will lead them into the main straight once again. Green lights come on, 9 laps to go. Favreau, Amajuri, Michael Hammond, Paul Joss from the back is up to 5th place in this one. Hasn't had the best of runs tonight, has some problems with the 69, but he seems to be going okay now. So run the back straight, he comes underneath of Michael Hammond as Paul Joss. And maybe under Stephanie Amajuri as Hammond gets crossed up, straightens himself up in the nick of time, but he's lost a couple of spots as Michael Hammond, as Avens goes around the outside. So Damon Lyle leads Jack Favreau, Stephanie Amajuri in third place, Evan Wakefield, not for the first time, rides the wall down there in turn 1 and 2, and Paul Joss is on the charge from position number 10 up to third place here. Goes underneath of Amajuri, who fights back as they run down the main straight. That's Stephanie Amajuri in the 83 car under Paul Joss. Joss fights on. Now Stephanie Amajuri will not only have Joss, but Michael Hammond looking to the outside as well. As again the 21 of Evan Wakefield up against the fence in turn 2. Out of turn 4 comes our race leader in car number 27, Damon Lyle. Second is Jack Favreau. The inquiry flag is coming out. We'll have a look and see who it's gone to. Car number 5? I'm not sure there is a car 5 out there, is there? Oh, further back in the field, sorry. Yep. And that is Brindley McGaffin, back in about 8th place. 5 to go. Lyle leads Favreau. Joss and then Hammond. Stephanie Amajuri. Avens is next, then Brindley McGaffin. And whoops, there goes 117 of Chris Vanzetti. Yellow lights come on. And I don't think we'll finish by 10 o'clock now. We've got 5 laps to go and 3 minutes to do it in. It's going to be touch and go. More touch than go, I think. Favreau, Paul Joss, Michael Hammond, Stephanie Amajuri and Cody Avens. They're the first 6. The greens are back on here. Big finish coming up. Jack Favreau giving Damon Lyle the hurry up down into turn number 1. Joss is there in third place off. Favreau was half around, got a tap, and then got T-boned by the 21 car of Evan Wakefield. There's damage to both cars. And Jack Favreau is able to drive away. So too is Evan Wakefield, but Evan Wakefield will have damage to the front end. It's this one. He was third on points. Maybe Damon Lyle will finish on top after night 1. Back underway. 5 laps remain in the lucky last. Down the main straight we go. Our race leader is Damon Lyle. Oh, Joss is out of noise. The 69 car. It went so well for so long. Well, for 5 laps at least. And now from chocolates to boiled lollies. Need that like you need an ashtray on a motorbike. He's gone to last place. Onto the grass, he's out. Hammond in second place. Amajuri third. In fact, Hammond is in trouble. Amajuri comes underneath of Hammond, and Stephanie Amajuri's back in second. Michael Hammond has now found his way through. Jack Favreau finds himself back in 4th place after going to the rear of the field. And we've got 3 to go. Damon Lyle, I think, is going to win this one. You can't really be sure after what we've seen tonight, but he's well and truly out in front. Michael Hammond is about to spin himself out, and Stephanie Amajuri is back in second place. Back to Michael Hammond in third, Favreau 4th, and also right there with them is Cody Avens as they move out of turn number 4. It's getting a little bit untidy for the minor placings. Hammond on the outside of Amajuri, and Favreau makes it 3 wide. Favreau goes underneath of Stephanie Amajuri. And Michael Hammond's there on the outside. Hammond's back to second. Favreau back to third. And Brindley McGaffin has a flat tyre and his OUT out. The white flag comes out. We're homeward bound in the lucky last. Into the main straight. Hammond second. Favreau third. Amajuri is fourth. One of those cars doesn't sound on song there in second place. I think it might be your Michael Hammond off. Favreau makes a mistake and Stephanie Amajuri pounces, goes back to third. Here's our last heat winner. Damon Lyle has won very, very comfortably, and I think we'll be on top of the point score after night one. We'll tell you in a moment. Hammond second. Hammond's car, I think it is. It doesn't sound all that good. Stephanie Amajuri was third. Good drive. Jack Favreau fourth. Cody Avens, and then Chris Vanzetti, Jeremy Ferris, and then there's a plethora of cars on the infield. Brindley McGaffin did 7. Paul Joss did 5. Evan Wakefield 5. And Justin Melhush did 4. So no time for the race due to the stoppage. He won by 6.55 seconds.